All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This your boy Tru Inferno. Today's day is Saturday, January the 11th. So you're probably wondering, where am I? So I am at the Gamers Gauntlet. So yeah, I'm at this spot once again. So remember, a year ago, I showed up here for my very first PvP tournament, the Boulder Cup. It was exactly 1 year ago. It was January. I crap you not. It was January. So a year later, I am back. And we are doing the Fusion Cup tournament right here. And this is a big one because it's going to be shoutcasted. I believe this is the very first PvP tournament in Michigan to be shoutcasted. Trainer Romanco is here. He's going to be shoutcasting. And there's going to be a bunch of talent here. I'm actually taking part in this tournament. And the word is that not a lot of people feel confident about this tournament because of the Fusion Cup and the rules and things of that nature. So I may have a shot here. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But yeah, we're going to get this tournament going. So yeah, let's get it. Alright, so this is the first round of this tournament, and I'm going against Professor Vitali right here. Y'all may have seen him on Twitter promoting, battlers and girls at PvP, really a part of the PvP scene. So yeah, we about to square off. We're already ultra friends, so the invites were pretty much easy. So yeah, we about to get this going. Let's go. Alright, so this is the first match of this tournament right here. Me against Professor Vitali. And looking at his lineup, and it was kind of tough to analyze here. I will be honest with you. I had no clue what 3 Pokemon I should use to start off with. So I just picked, my 3, and I led off with the Poliwrath. Figured that it may give me some type of advantage here with that power punch and things of that nature. But my Pokemon was getting whooped by that Wigglytuff, so I put in the Cragshire, which took the damage better than Poliwrath rather. I got my quick attack, charge attack move off first, which is Stone Edge, and he used a shield. So things were going good. And then Wigglytuff got his charge attack off, and it was a play rough rather, so I got my shield off. Then he switched to Whiscast, and I went with the Earthquake move right here. And he didn't shield, but he took a lot of damage. So things were still looking good, but Whiscast used his move, and I decided not to shield. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let mine, kick the bucket. And then I brought in my Poliwrath that had his charge move ready to go, so I used the power punch, and yep, he used his last shield, but he had his joint out as well, so I decided to shield mine because I could get another power punch up. Look, right there, right off the bat, we got another power punch ready to go. So I used it. We're both out of shields at this point in time, but it don't do much against him. Then he brought back our Wigglytuff and finished off my Poliwrath. So now this is the last thing I got left right here, Poltergeist, and I got up the Stone Edge move, ready, here we go, used it, Purple Pass, used it, Rock Slide actually, against the Wigglytuff, and he brought back out the Whiscast, and he already had a charge move ready to go, use Mud Bomb, which is super effective, but my Polar Pass, rather, still survived, took out his Whiscast, and once I saw the last Pokemon, I didn't win that first match. So now we're going to move on to the second match of this round right here, and I decided to go with my defensive heavy hitters here. So I'm going to lead off with Cragshire first. I brought in my shiny Venusaur and of course my Probo Pass with bringing the rear, because it's pretty good defensively if I do say so myself. So that was the squad I went with. It didn't matter what he used. I went with what I consider to be my best 3 combo right here. So, just chilling, waiting for the match to get started. And eventually the match does indeed get started. Yeah, there we go. And he led with Swifttree. And I'm going to learn very quickly that Swifttree is no joke. And I don't know if you saw my PvP tournament video from Montreal, as I did not shoot. I'm like, oh, Swifttree ain't going to do much. Yeah, he kind of one-hit killed my Cragshire. So I brought in the Venusaur, tried to get up that poison move ready to go. And I decided not to shield it because he going to use the grass type. Nope, he used Foul Play, which did a lot of damage. It wasn't super effective though. And then again, this is where I learned Swifttree is no joke. Whatever that quick attack move is, or its charge attack moves, like whatever bars they are, like you can build them up very quickly. So I finally got my poison charge move, which is Sludge Bomb, super effective, took out the Swifttree. He brought in the Alolan Marowak that took out my Venusaur, and I brought out the Probo Pass. So it was kind of like Montreal again. So like that first match, or really the majority of the guys I was facing, like especially that first match where it was close. But then the second match, he just annihilated me rather. And that was the case here. So he brought the Whiscast, and yeah, you pretty much know the rest right here. Now, You do have the option of doing a third match, even if you lost the first two, just so the Sip Row or Sip.gg could collect info and stats and things of that nature. So we did that, but I'm not going to show y'all that because I lost that as well. All right, let's move on to the next match. All right, so here's the second match right here. And this one was closer than the first one, if I do say so myself. So I'm looking at his lineup, and he's the only one that had the Altaria. So that kind of got me a bit, because like that is a popular favorite. I'm thinking, oh man, he probably go in with that. We may leave with that one. So I brought out the Poliwrath. Nope, he brought out the Alolan Marowak. But things were still my favorite because, you know, he's a fire type, and, you know, mine's a water type, even though I don't have any water type moves. But we're going to go with the Power Punch. Not very effective against it. But my attacks go up, and I'm going to use another Power Punch, and more likely he's not going to shield. And, yep, there we go. And he going to use his charge attack move, and I was like, should I shield or not? And I didn't. He used Bone Club, so he baited me out of the shield. And what I wanted to do was use my Ice Punch. I decided not to shield this, but it was Shadow Ball. It did a lot of damage, but not enough to kill it. And I was able to use my Ice Punch, and it still wasn't effective. So I decided to switch out and brought in the Probopass. He switched and brought out the Wrist Cast. So already I'm in trouble. So not only did I use a shield first, but I switched first. And and that was kind of a good reminder to myself that, yeah, that's not a good move, and I was in trouble. So remember, it's been a long time since I've done PvP competitively, or even close to it. So we going at it. I used another Stone Edge against his Wrist Cast, and Wrist Cast is a very popular Pokemon in this tournament. I was thinking of using it, but I went against it. I probably should have picked that over Bronzong because I rarely use that in this tournament. So my Probopass got knocked out, and I decided to let the timer go down, and I brought in the Venusaur, wiped out his Wrist Cast with relative ease, and he brought out the Noctowl. So I switched and brought out that thing, but it got knocked out very quickly, and I was in trouble. So yeah, he's gonna use Sky Attack. Yeah, my Venusaur goes down, so I lost the first match of round 2 against my opponent. So the second match, however, was different. So I decided, okay, what should I use here? I'm gonna go with my heavy hitters right here. You know, heavy hitters, defensive users right here. So that's what I went with. And again, it didn't matter to me what he used. That's what I was running with. And hopefully I was able to get advantage at the opening get-go here. So Swayze rather, is, you know, picking his squad, trying to figure out what he should use, and he finally did. So here we go. He led with the Wrist Cast, so a good start for me. He switched immediately. He brought out that thing, so I switched and brought out the Quagsire. So again, good move right here, and I decided not to shield, you know, and he used Shadow Ball, which did a lot of damage, but it didn't take me out. So I decided to use Earthquake here. He probably think I was going to use Stone Edge or something, but whatever the case, he used the shield. So far so good. And this time I had the shield, I was so close to the Stone Edge. And I learned something really quick here as he used Bone Club. That was useful for me. I use Stone Edge. He does not shield. And it actually does a lot of, even though there's some lag here. There's some lag. There we go. It does a lot of damage and knocked out his Alolan Marowak. So I'm like, oh, okay. So far, so good. So he picked his Pokemon, which is the Wrist Cast. And I try to get one more Stone Edge, which I do. And try to bait that last shield. And I did. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm in a good position. I'm going to let my Quagsire bite the dust. And I got 2 Pokemon to him, and I got 1 shield in my advantage. So I brought out the Venusaur as we got more lag. But he switched and brought that thing out. So I'm like, okay, this could be a problem. But I used up my last shield, and then I switched immediately to the Probopass. So again, despite the fact that neither one of us have any shields left, I'm in good position, I feel like. You know, 'cause I got the good advantages in the matchups here. So Probopass, I'm using the Stone Edge against his Noctowl. Knocked it out, and here comes the Wrist Cast. So now the thing is, I gotta do as much damage on this thing as I can with the Probopass, even though I'm at a disadvantage here, before my last Pokemon comes out. So, and as you can see, he's gonna use Mud Shot here, Mud Bomb rather, knocked out my Probopass. I brought out the Venusaur, and he had another move on him, ready to go, and it was Blizzard. And he had so little health left, man. It was crazy. So I lost the second round here. Alright, so I skipped the third round because it was me losing, and I'm not going to show you my 5th and final round, because I lost that as well. Now here's the 4th round though. So he got really 2 ice type Pokemon, but 3 of them could, you know, ice type moves if you include the Wrist Cast. So here we go. We got the Poliwrath against the Lonely Marowak right here as I'm eating Skittles. And I started off with the Power Punch here. And I know it won't be, you know, effective, but I get the attacker. And he brought in Wigglytuff. So I'm like, okay, let me build up my moves, which I did. I brought in Probopass. So I feel like this could go either way, but I got the Stone Edge off first, or is this Rock Blast? Rock Slide, rather. So I got that first. Did a lot of damage. He did not shield. So he got his charge attack move, which is Play Rough. I did not shield. It did a little bit of damage, even though it's not very effective. And I knocked out the Wigglytuff. He brought out the Lonely Marowak. I decided to shield because I want the Probopass to stay around for a bit. Yeah, that Bone Club would have done a lot of damage. So I used Rock Slide right here. And let's see if he shield. Yes, he did shield because it would have done damage against him. So I'm like, okay, Probopass, you've done your job at this point. So, yeah. So I'm thinking like, I'm going to let the timer go down. Who should I bring out? And I brought out Quagsire. Then he switched and brought out the Cloyster. He's the only person I saw in this tournament to use the Cloyster, or the only person that I faced that used the Cloyster. And he didn't shield that. Super effective move right there. I decided not to shield whatever it is he's going to use, which turned out to be Avalanche, even though it did a lot of damage. But I knocked out his Cloyster. And he brought out the Lonely Marowak, and I used Stone Edge. And I believe he's out of shields at this point. No, he had one more. He just used it. So either way, I'm in a good position, even though he took out my Quagsire. But then we got this scenario right here. And I was like, oh, maybe I should have used Ice Punch. But, you know, and I had one shield left, so I used it. So it was kind of close. I could have lost this one. And look at that. See, he had another charge move ready to go. So now I'm like, can I survive this? And I did. And I used Power Punch. I'm like, I'm not going to build up Ice Punch. Let's use Power Punch. Hopefully we can knock him out. And we did. It was close. Very close. Yeah. Let's move on to the second match. I forgot there was a second match. So yeah, here we go. Pikachu 82. That's my opponent right here. So we go into the second match right here. That was a very intense first match right there. I forgot there was a second match. I thought that was both of them right there, to be honest. So here we go. I led up with the Quagsire. He led up with the Lonely Marowak. So this one could go either way. So here we go. We're going at it, going back and forth with the quick attack. He switches to Wigglytuff. So I'm like, okay. And I used the Earthquake move. And memory serves correctly, he did not shield. Yeah, he did not shield. And he took a lot of damage. Then I decided to switch and brought out the Probopass and knocked out his Wigglytuff. And he brought out the Lonely Marowak. And I decided to shield. And that was a good move on my part. And I used Rock Slide. I think he's going to shield right here. Actually, memory serves correctly, he did not shield. Yeah, he did not shield. And I knocked out his Lonely Marowak. So at this point, it's pretty much a done deal at this point. Unless I incredibly screws up, and I believe I did not, as I'm using Rock Slide once again on his Cloyster. We could have done some damage, but he had to shield. And I was like, you know what, I'm not going to shield this. I'm going to let the Probopass go, but it survived a bit because, you know, Avalanche was not affected, and I won this one. I kept all three of my Pokemon alive.
Trophy made by Trophy Pete. Beautiful. Did you wait this tournament?
I did.
So you're gonna be an ace.
Maybe, or close to ace.
I feel like if you wait this, you have to, because like you beat Kyle and he's a pretty high ranked challenger. So there is a good chance you could be an ace after today. But even if not, you're very close.
Yeah.
How long did you practice for the tournament?
I just made my team last night because I had a completely different team, but I didn't end up liking it.
Right.
So I completely made it. So I made the team last night.
Dude, and then did you practice with it all? Or did you just...
I did not practice at all. My first game was probably my practice.
Dude.
But that was really close to. I could have easily lost round 1 if I didn't land my baits.
That was so clutch. Oh my god. Like, this pure skill, an embodiment of skill right here.
So that's going to do it for another crazy, exciting adventure of Pokemon Go. So this PvP tournament have concluded, the Fusion Cup, and we got our winner. I finished near the bottom of the barrel, but you know, it's okay. It's all about having fun and things of that nature. And yeah, that's basically what this was all about here. Even though the weather was bad, really, really bad, but I still made the drive out here. And you know, I had fun. So yeah, that's really what it's all about. So what I want to do though, probably not in the next episode, I don't know, maybe, possibly, I don't know, depending on what's going on, because new Pokemon are out and about, so I got to bring that to you guys. But I wanted to give you guys some advice on PvP. I recommend you do not sleep on PvP at all. You know, there's doing quarterly battles, so the next one here in Michigan will be in March. I don't know where, I don't know when. Depending on where it is, I would try to go out to that one as well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, oh, and before I sign out, shout out to Manny G for the shirt, you know. He made shirts for a number of us within the Pokemon Go community. I got two, this one and another one. If you see my live streams, you've probably seen them already. But now I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This boy New J Gatsby, a.k.a. New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.
Subscribe. Thanks, man. Do it.
After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Lewis the trainer, articulating pain. With my tongue, I done things that people said I can't. Now they rank 'em with the elite, but it's for the people, and victory is part of defeat. Cause when you get back on your feet, then you try again. Learn from mistakes, show 'em that I got what it takes, and I'm dying to win. I'ma hit and move away.